Is set down for committee stage next sitting day. I now call on Government Order of the Day number 3.
Ngatikahu ki Whangaroa Claim Settlement Bill, second reading.
Mr Speaker.
The Honourable Christopher Finnison.
Mr Speaker, I move that the Ngatikahu ki Whangaroa Claim Settlement Bill be now read a second time. This bill gives effect to a deed of settlement between the Crown and the iwi, which was signed in the closing stages of last year, December 2015. It provides financial and cultural redress and acknowledges the losses suffered by Ngatikahu ki Whangaroa arising from serious breaches by the Crown of its treaty obligations. I want, as I do, always acknowledge the work of the negotiators for Ngatikahu ki Whangaroa, my ministerial colleagues and government and other agencies who have contributed to this bill, and I also want to thank the Chair and members of the Maori Affairs Committee for their hard work during the consideration of the bill and for the exploration of the issues which were raised in submissions. The bill was referred to the committee on 13 April this year. 19 submissions were received from interested groups and individuals, and the committee heard 11 of these at hearings in the Waitangi Treaty Grounds and in Wellington in June this year. The committee reported back to the House on 2 September and recommended that it be passed with some technical changes to land descriptions. There's one particular matter I want to refer to. In its commentary on the bill, the committee noted there were several submissions that asked for Stony Creek Station to be transferred to Ngāti Okiwa, and they wanted it transferred as a distinct tribal entity rather than Ngatikahu ki Whangaroa. Ngatikahu ki Whangaroa, who are the mandated negotiators, have repeatedly advised the Crown that most marae and hapu have associations with the Stony Creek Station and the adjacent Thompson and Clark blocks. For a number of years, certain members of the Ngāti Okiwa hapu within Ngatikahu ki Whangaroa have occupied the Stony Creek Station. There have been numerous attempts to repair the relationship between the iwi and the occupiers and have the occupiers leave Stony Creek. It's vital for the success of the treaty settlement that the iwi can obtain its major treaty settlement assets unencumbered and that they work together. The iwi is going to need to redevelop a farm that has been neglected and develop their assets for the benefit of all its beneficiaries. The station and adjacent blocks are going to be vested in the PSGE on the proviso that the PSGE is responsible for finalising ownership. The trust deed of the PSGE requires the trust to develop a fair and transparent process open to all members of Ngatikahu ki Whangaroa to review and determine the final ownership of Stony Creek Station no longer than 4 years after settlement date. If the process is not undertaken, any adult member of the iwi can apply to the High Court to have the conditions enforced. Mr Speaker, the second reading brings us one vital step closer to concluding all the work that's been done on this settlement over many years, including by Dr Michael Cullen. It's a process where the Crown, with iwi, have sought to identify what is important to the people of Ngatikahu ki Whangaroa and to reach agreement on redress for historical breaches of the treaty. Mr Speaker, I commend the bill to the House.